What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So Ilia Topuria has officially vacated his UFC featherweight title, Volkanovski versus Lopes title bout. Headlines, slew of UFC 314 announcements. Ilia Topuria's reign as UFC featherweight champion is already over. UFC CEO Dana White announced Wednesday night that Topuria has decided to vacate his title. As a result, former featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski and top contender Diego Lopes are set to battle to become the new 145-pound belt holder in the main event of the promotion's return to Miami Kaseya Center on April the 12th at UFC 314. White stated that Topuria feels like he has cemented his legacy at 145 and his body can no longer make the featherweight limit. All right, let's stop right there. So I think everybody's a little bit surprised. I mean, we've all heard about this coming. He's talked about going to lightweight. He wants to fight Islam Makhachev. He wants to get, double gold status, albeit not at the same time. It would be, well, he won featherweight gold, vacated. That's better for your legacy than it would be if someone were to beat you at featherweight. You lose your belt, and then maybe you had to fight them again for it, or just went up to lightweight. It's better that you didn't lose him. He's still 16-0, still completely unblemished record. But I think everyone is surprised how quickly this happened. A couple of weeks ago, I'm reading articles about him going up against Volkanovski again. That was kind of seemed like what was going to happen. A lot of the pundits were saying that, okay, so you beat Volkanovski, fair enough. But, granted, Volkanovski has an amazing legacy as a featherweight champion, but he's just one guy, And then, of course, you knocked out Holloway, who's really never even held an undisputed belt. Now, don't get me wrong, he's the first person to ever do it, and that just goes to show you what kind of respect the MMA community has for Max Holloway, right? That they boosted Ilia up that much off the fact that he finished Max Holloway, right? Even though Max Holloway has never been an undisputed champion. Nonetheless, I've been saying for quite a while, there's some stuff going on behind the scenes. There's some pieces being moved on the chessboard that some people aren't seeing. Saw an article the other day where Merab Dvalishvili was standing shoulder to shoulder with Alexandre Topuria, the older brother of Ilia Topuria, who, as you know, fought in the UFC the first time a couple of weekends ago, won that fight. Seems like Alexandre put his career on hold for a little bit to help Ilia train for and win the featherweight belt, right? Well, now that Ilia has the belt, Alexandre is continuing and resuming his MMA career, and it's now in the UFC, right? You're not going to see two brothers fight each other. Now, listen, I understand Alexandre is at bantamweight, but these guys are close to the same height. I think Ilia Topuria is like 1 inch taller, maybe. Ilia Topuria is 5'7". His brother Alexandre 5'6". You can best believe if the weight cut to 145 is tough for Ilia, and that's why he's moving up to lightweight, that the weight cut for his brother Alexandre at 135 has to be brutal. Okay, so I think this moving up, I think it's a perfect time to do it because I think, he's vacating the belt. He's not losing it and keeps the legacy intact. And then in addition to that, he's making room at featherweight for one of two guys, either Merab Dvalishvili or Alexandre Topuria, his brother. Now, I'm not sure which. Only reason I say that is because I speculated at first that it was definitely his brother, and he was making room at featherweight by going to lightweight for his brother, who is now fighting in the UFC, right? Both of these guys want to hold a belt, right? But then I saw the picture of Merab and Alexandre together, and Merab being very clear about the fact that if Alexandre began to move his way up the ranks in the bantamweight division, he would also vacate the bantamweight title and move up to featherweight to make room for his Georgian brother, right? These guys take that countryman shit seriously. They really do, and this is showing it right here. So I think one of those two things is happening. I think that that's why this is happening a little sooner. Again, obviously, a lot of the pundits and the critics, you know, all respect to Ilia Topuria, 16-0. Yes, he beat Alexander Volkanovski, one of the greatest featherweights of all time. Yes, he was the first person to ever finish Max Holloway, but there definitely were a clear majority of people out there that said, still though, still, bro, you haven't done enough. Stay in there. Beat Diego Lopes. Beat some of these top contenders that are surging right now. That's what a real champion does. And 5, 10 years ago, yeah, maybe so. That's fair. This day and age, that's what these guys want to do. They win the title in their home division, and then the first thing they want to do is go up to the next division. And I did a video the other day on this, which is kind of comical, to be honest with you. It literally was talking about the fact that every men's weight division in the UFC right now is talking about moving up. Every one of them. Murad Dvalishvili is talking about moving up to featherweight to make room for Alexandre Topuria at bantamweight, right? Ilia Topuria, he's already vacated the title at featherweight to go up to lightweight. We know Islam Makhachev has been talking about going to welterweight for quite a long time, and was even talking about going all the way up to middleweight to fight Dricus. All right. Then we know at 170, Bilal Muhammad has said he doesn't want to fight his brother, Islam Makhachev, so he wants to move up to 185 to fight Dricus. Dricus has said he doesn't want to fight Bilal because that's easy work. And then for the last couple of weeks, Dricus is now jawing at the light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira because he wants to go up there and face Alex Pereira at light heavyweight. Okay? It doesn't stop there. Alex Pereira has been jawing at John Jones for the past several months, trying to make that super fight at heavyweight. So literally, every weight division, except maybe for Alejandro Pantoja, way down at flyweight, is trying to go up to the next weight class. Very, very interesting time in history. I do not know another time in history where this has been the case. But anyway, this is kind of breaking news. Dana just released this information last night, so I wanted to get it out to you guys as early as possible this morning. But again, I think there's some layers behind this. I think that he's making room for his Georgian brother, Murad Dvalishvili, and then his actual brother, Alexandre Topuria, right? And again, if featherweight is a hard cut for Ilia, you can best believe that a bantamweight cut is even harder for his older brother, Alexandre. Okay? So I think that's what's happening here. And it's interesting the kind of loyalty that these guys have for their countrymen and, of course, family. I have an older brother, so I can see that. I would absolutely be rooting for his success just as much as I would be my own, right? So I can perfectly understand that. But yeah, that's what's going on. So let me know what you guys think about it. Who do you think his first opponent could be? If he's vacated that belt, Dustin Poirier, brother, let's go. Let's let the Diamond welcome him to the lightweight division. If he can go up there and get a win over the Diamond, yeah, I think that immediately cements him, unless, of course, he's going to get like an immediate shot against Islam, which the UFC may force that. It's possible that they may force that. I know Islam has said he doesn't really want it, but it's still being talked about. And at the end of the day, UFC, Dana White, all those guys are the bosses. So these guys fight who they're told to fight at the end of the day, right? Now, of course, when they get a certain point in their legendary status, the UFC gives them a little bit more say-so, a little bit more leeway and a little bit more of voice in who it is they want to fight next as far as their own careers go. But all in all, nah. This is something that is the UFC's. They're the final say on this. So I think Dustin Poirier will be a good welcoming match because that immediately cements him as a legend at lightweight as well. If Ilia goes up and beats someone like Poirier. But That's just my own thoughts. I know Poirier's looking, he's talking about legends only. If it's going to be Gagey, he's going to be waiting for a while because we got Gagey and Hooker about to lock corners really soon. So, he'll be waiting for one of those guys, but I don't know. Legends only. Does that include Ilia? I mean, he's beating legends. He's a legend slayer, that's for sure. If you slay a couple of legends, does that then make you a legend? Or does a legendary status come off of an accruance of time in the division, in the sport? It's a debatable question, debatable answer too, I think. But anyway, if you will subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below, I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.